Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to the What's on Tap Advent Calendar 2022.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I can't believe we're here.
We're here again.
I know. This is my favorite time of the year. I love doing the Advent Calendar. And, man, I'm super excited about what we're going to do this year.
I can't decide if I love packaging beers that you will get to try more, or if I love opening beers that you've curated for me to try.
And the great thing about the holidays is it's a bit of both, right?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like I'm super excited about like what I'm bringing to the table, and then I'm super curious about what you're bringing. So I mean, it's a great back and forth, and I'm really glad. Like the last 4 years now, we've curated our own Advent calendar, and we're not doing the store-bought ones because those have been. The two old calendars are pretty good. I really enjoyed those.
Yes.
But the other ones we tried, those were a real woof. Those are kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
One of the 2L calendars was a letdown. They just had the low ABV ones for day after day after day.
Yeah, they dropped way too many low ABV ones. But
because we've talked about that, where if you buy a store-bought one that has specific 1 through 24 or 25 or whatever, you would expect them to go through like, this is the perfect beer for a day one. Mm-hmm. And when you and I do this one, we don't kind of don't do that. We kind of randomize it.
Yeah, it's very, very random. But also, I think what I'm seeing this year is I don't think there's going to be as many Advent calendars brought out by different beer companies, because I've only seen marketing, I think, for 2 places doing Advent calendars at this point. And normally we're deep into, or maybe it's going to start, I don't know when it's going to start. But normally
it's already December.
It is already December. I was like, normally I would have seen a lot, but I can only think of like 2 places so far that have done like Advent calendars. And so I would have expected, because like in the past, I think we saw like 7 or 8 places that were doing Advent calendars.
Yes.
And I feel like the return on investment isn't as high as it used to be. So maybe a lot of places are not doing Advent calendars anymore.
I haven't been keeping up because I've only been focused on this calendar, and
it's the only one that matters.
Yes.
This is the best one, obviously, because we bring out some crazy stuff, some real surprises. We both have very different approaches to this. So this year, did you have a different approach to the calendar as?
No, same as always. What do I want Stefan to open and think? Oh wow, you've actually thought about me, Stefan Halley.
I like that.
Yeah, and you've picked a beer for day one that I've wrapped, and it's either going to be the perfect start or a really rough start.
Nice. I like both of those options.
But either way, it'll be a beer that's curated that I want to open with you specifically. Yeah. It's not just random bullshit thrown together.
Yeah. And for me, I kind of have been curating some stuff where I'm kind of like, these are great, like one-off beers.
Oh.
These are like fun things that we should try, we should talk about, but I don't know that they should be part of a regular episode. Like, I don't want to pair them with anything. I just want us to try them and experience them.
That's fun.
And so I think I've got some real surprises in there. There's one in particular, super excited about. But I don't know what day that'll be.
At least one of the beers I've wrapped, all of our friends have had, but not you.
Oh, nice! I'm super excited about that.
But it's not this one because I know the shape of that package.
All right. Well, let's see what day one brings us. Oh, it's my favorite beer.
I know it's your favorite beer. So this is Founders Backwoods Bastards 2022 vintage. It's the latest, freshest one.
That is so great. I absolutely love this beer so much. And I haven't had it this year yet. I've been really looking forward to it. I just think it's Founders, since it got purchased, they have not been exporting as much as they used to. I don't understand why. Like so many breweries that have been exporting like crazy, and then they just like get purchased, and then they just dry up. They don't send anything out anymore. And it used to be we'd have like 2 or 3 founders in Systembolaget on the regular. You know, it was like all day IPA and what was the other one? There's a couple other ones that they always had like on the regular, like you could always find it on the shelves at Systembolaget. And then over the past couple of years, they just dried up. And so now we get the Backwoods Bastard, we get a KBS. That's about it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we used to get all of their seasonal releases, and now we don't get a lot anymore, which always seems really weird to me.
Yeah. So when I got this, I immediately thought of you, and I immediately wrapped it in paper.
Now we have reviewed this on the show before. We paired it with a Mager, also barrel aged old ale. I remember the episode, and this came out on top.
Yes.
And
And that is true. When it comes to the calendar, I don't look through our past library of episodes.
I should remember this one, that episode in particular, because it was such a.
I
mean, to have 2 old barrel aged old ales
Yes.
is very, very rare. So
I know, but I figured this vintage, drinking it fresh, I think that one was aged a year or two.
yeah,
It smells like caramel.
oh yeah, it's like caramel and butterscotch and a bit of the oaky bourbon barrel aging on this.
Is it too cold right now? Almost, because I'm not getting
It is
that
a
much.
little on the cold side, but I think I still think it's going to be just absolutely delicious. I mean, the carbonation is spot on. It's really frothing whenever you agitate the glass again. Man, I cannot wait to get into this.
It's funny that you asked me, how have you thought about curating this year's lineup? And you randomly picked this beer as the first one. This is a sign of things to come.
Oh, it's going to be a great calendar.
It's best of Stefan Halley hits. Cheers.
You know, that's always going to be fun for me. Oh, yeah. That hits the spot. That has got the butterscotch caramel bourbon barrel aging on there. It's a little boozy, but the alcohol isn't like super hot and heavy. So it drinks really easy. And then this year's comes in at a, Christ, what is it this year?
I'll find it. But this beer is one of the beers that have survived the founders' macro purchase. Like founders being bought up by.
It's 11%.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they took a bit of a hit. They haven't had turnover. Their head brewer is still their head brewer they've always had. I just saw a thing on their Instagram feed where they celebrated a birthday, anniversary, something a few months ago. So they haven't. Their barreling process has stayed the same over the years.
That's good.
Since they've gotten purchased, which is great. And I don't think the parent company is looking to do any massive changes. I think kind of like Wicked Weed didn't really change after they got purchased. They just didn't become as prestige as they had been before.
And that made them disappear from like web shops and
From everywhere.
You can't get them here anymore.
Which is a shame because they're still doing really good beers. And I feel the same thing with Founders. As I do with all of these purchases where you take great craft breweries and they get purchased and then for some reason they just disappear from everywhere. What was it? Beavertown's done the same thing. Yeah. You don't see like Siren anymore. I don't know if they've gotten purchased, but you definitely don't see them in web shops or for export. It's not even the UK thing.
That is true.
They disappeared before Brexit started. But yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no reason Founders shouldn't still be popping here in the Scandinavian markets.
But this smells. The aroma is so good.
Oh.
This caramelly.
And I really love, I mean, just the flavors of the sweetness and the old ale flavors on the front end. It's just super drinkable. At 11%, you don't feel like it's 11%.
No, you really don't.
You feel like you're getting like a really nice treat.
At most, you get like this woody bourbony flavor, but it's not a boozy flavor. Not really.
No.
I don't think it's very boozy at all.
No. I mean, it's the way it should be. It's never been a boozy beer. It's always been just super balanced, just almost barley wine-ish.
Yes.
But not as sweet and syrupy.
No.
Man, I still just love this beer so much.
What a way to start the calendar!
I know. This is really kicking it off with high praise. So I will give this a 4.5.
Wow. For me, it's a 4.25.
Yep.
But it's a good beer. I always enjoy it when I see it pop up and I realize, oh, this is a new vintage. I'm going to go for it.
I think for me, what makes it so special is there's none other beer like this on the market. A bourbon barrel-aged old ale just doesn't come around very often.
You're right.
Super, super rare to find. And to know you're going to get this at least once a year is a real, gift.
It's a treat. Let's hope the entire calendar holds up to this standard.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be better.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, keep drinking, you dum-dums.